Hello, and welcome to another episode of the weekly podcast with me, the Dr. Josie Jensen, and this is the Brilliant Wonders podcast. So we are gearing up for graduation weekend, and so it's graduation at my hometown last week, and then this week we've got some family graduations. And I just find that this time is so neat. And again, I have said this about a lot of things. If I haven't done it yet, then I sometimes don't quite understand the impact that these days have. For example, before I ever had a wedding, it was just a wedding day, and I know the prep and the things like that, but really what was going on in my mind during my wedding versus what I thought was going on in people's minds during the wedding before I experienced myself were very different. And then graduation, same sort of thing, or like going to chiropractic school. Like unless someone's experienced it, it's not that they don't have empathy for it, but it's tough to fully comprehend just what might be going through someone's mind. And I think that's just life in general. Being able to see that, saying that I can relate is one thing, but like truly understanding where someone is coming from is another. And I am finding more and more how important it is for us to be able to use our vocabulary and speak out what we're feeling. Because, it's not everyone's business, I will say that. But when it comes to closer people to us, being able to explain it and get a point across of, I don't know, like your point of view, or your opinions, or your feelings, because it seems like there's a question there, like, or maybe someone wouldn't have thought of why you are feeling a certain way or acting a certain way, or needing to take some time for yourself or whatever it is. What may have caused that is, some life experience, and some memories and things of that nature, but being able to explain it, but not explaining it in a way that I'm like failing, or I am unsuccessful, or I am struggling, but just in a way of like, hey, this is what's going on. I think I'm going to take the night off, or I'm going to go this afternoon and just go hike, or, whatever it is that you're going to do, ride horse, or whatever you need. But also on the flip side, for like the really positive things, like helping people celebrate. We love people around us that are celebrating with us, right? Like it just really amplifies the effect. And so I wanted to talk about celebration. And I've been talking about celebration quite a bit because it's a dopamine thing. And being able to celebrate and feel the celebration, you're going to notice that the more balanced and present you are, the better, the easier, not easier, the more you feel in your body, right? Being able to really get in the moment and feel and celebrate with somebody else is very powerful in the body, and it can be done better by practicing these brain things that I keep talking about. Man, I love the brain. I really do. I think because it's so pliable. I remember hearing that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? And that's just been completely mystified. I also remember hearing growing up that every time you drink alcohol, you're killing brain cells and they never come back. And that's demystified, right? So some of these things that we often thought were permanent in us are actually changeable. It might take time. Most likely it will take some time, but it's possible. And being the person who can celebrate, or just be present with the person who is celebrating, making it more about them, like being able to, I don't know, take over some roles maybe of what that day looks like for them so that they can stay in the moment and keep doing what they like to do. I do that with retreats, right? Like as we are hosting retreats, I find it very important that I take on all of the decisions. Like, what are we eating? What time are we doing this? When are we going to be back for this? Do I need to attend all the things, or can I do my own thing? Making sure that people feel so comfortable in it, because when they can be fully present for the event, there's less that they're clouding or that noise going on in their brain about the event, and they can actually just experience it. And that's just life in general, right? The less noise that we have, and it doesn't mean that there's not noise around us, but the less we're paying attention to it in our brains, or we're able to not only just shut it down, but just let it pass through, not attached to the thoughts, not attached to the future, the anxiety of the future, not attached to what was just said and the emotions of the past, like being really present. When we are there, we slow time down. And we also, when we're there, we can move leaps and bounds in the direction that the good Lord asks us to go, is asking us to go, because we are within completely in sync then. And I catch myself so often in this linear way of living. And I'm breaking this. I am totally breaking this. I asked on Facebook not too long ago in a women's group, I was like, I am looking for quantum friends. And there's a reason that I'm looking for quantum friends. It's because when we are in this linear, I'm approaching 40 at this point. I'm 38. And when I think of this linear life from where I was at to where I'm at now, even career or I don't know, just life in general, marriage, relationships, who I know, who are my friends, all these things. If I think of like making this a linear thing, and everything that I had by 2025, it took me that many years, 30 years to get there, that it would be 60 years by the time I get to where I maybe am feeling a bit different again. I am so not okay with that. So if I can live in the present, not only do I slow time down, but I'm also more in tune with what's next for me, and rolling with the punches with it, and just being in the moment in my life, and noticing what things I love about my life and what things I don't. And every time when you're present, you guys, and you're celebrating in the moment, that is like endorphin rush, dopamine rush to the brain. And it's really good because it helps encourage that neural pathway to keep developing. So when I say like how important it is to just stay in the moment, that's what I'm talking about, because what it does to the brain and nervous system is glorious. So we're going to stick with that, okay? We want to be in the moment. We want to be celebrating every chance that we get when it's something that is obviously very positive, or something that you don't do. Let's say you're trying to break a neural pattern in your system and you don't do it. Celebrate that. Like, there are so many things to celebrate in a day, and I think we forget. And it doesn't have to be that we're celebrating, with cake and ice cream every time. Granted, I'm sure we'll be doing some of that with these graduation parties here coming up. But these are big celebrations, right? When it's the smaller ones, it can be simply, I don't know, taking a couple minutes to yourself, and I don't know. And my mind went to like doing some sort of scrub on my lips. Like, I don't know why, but my brain went to a sugar scrub of the lips, because it only takes a couple of minutes. Or you can, relax on the couch for a minute. You can call a friend. You can just give yourself honestly, like a pat on the shoulder, or just say, gosh, thank you. That was awesome. Good job. Things like that, so that we can start to notice all these good things. And what does that do? That brings our focus into the good. What we focus on grows. Okay, so if we're focusing on the negative, we can stay in the negative. If we start focusing on the positive, we go into the positive. So it's very powerful practice to start doing. So celebrate, 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 celebrate you. Celebrate your birthdays, celebrate Mother's Day, celebrate Father's Day, celebrate 4th of July, celebrate Earth Day. I don't care. Like any chance that you can get to celebrate something, just do it. There's nothing wrong with being happy. There's nothing wrong with being joyful. It may not look like everyone else or somebody else. You might think of joy as someone like skipping down the street and, wearing bright orange like I am, and I've got these pink shoes on, and I'm loving my get up today, my spring get up. But that might not be your style, right? So just deciding like how you want to celebrate, how you like to celebrate, and what this person who is experiencing all these joys and all these celebrations all day long, what this person is showing up like every day. How does this person walk into a room? How does this person cook her supper? How does this person give a hug? How does this person say hello when somebody calls you? How does this person open the door for others? How does this person, it's like these small daily things of what this person who is full of joy and a life, or living a life that they feel great in. Like, how does this person show up all the time? And the trick is you start doing this now. That's going to impact where you're at. And that's how we make quantum leaps. That is how we don't go linear from step to step to step to step to get to our goal. We make quantum leaps there when we are manifesting, meaning we are living and acting and behaving in a way that gives us what we are looking to have. Okay? Be the person you want to be. The person first. When you're being that person, you do different things, which you create different habits, which then gives you what you want to have. Okay? Be the celebratory person. Celebrating. I'll just say the celebratory. No, that's not it. Being the celebrating human. The person who celebrates others and celebrates doing well. Creating a brain that notices and just automatically starts celebrating all the time. If you're being that person, what are you doing? And then eventually, what will you get to have? Be, do, have. And that is what we're learning in the Inner Brilliance Design. That's coming up next week. So this is the last weekend to sign up. So please, 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 if you're interested in doing it, sign up as soon as you can. That way I have a good number of people to email to decide what days of the week we're meeting. We do meet once a week over Zoom, and I teach a course. Also, we have Q&A and different things. So there's a method to my madness here. Of course there is, right? But the first few weeks of the Inner Brilliance Design is based on creating this presence and safety in your body. And the second half of the program is about creating this lifestyle, I'll just say, like creating the lifestyle that fits you and what your goals are and where you want to be. Meaning we are being, that whole time we are being the person that we're wanting to be. And we start to really fine tune on who that is, what's going on in their life and things of that nature. But we're using neuroscience, we're using biofeedback, neurofeedback, these different things that they sound really sciencey and nerdy and stuff, but really it's quite simple. It's not a complicated thing, but I have it laid out for the first few weeks on exactly what to do to help your body move into safety. And then from there you can grow. And that's what we're looking for. So the Inner Brilliance Design starts next week. I would highly encourage you, if you're going to sign up, do it now, because I want to make sure that we find the right day for the group of when we're meeting, and it's going to be easiest for everybody. I'm quite flexible on days and times, so it's a matter of what works best for you. And then there is an online program that goes with it that you can study at your own pace. And as soon as you get into this program, you've got access to that nervous system basics course. So please sign up. I would love to have you in and share just this way of living. I want you to love every minute you have left on this earth, the good, the bad, the ugly, but still love it and be here for it. Be thankful that we do get to wake up and we do get to celebrate that we have another day, another minute, another second, right? So, to all the graduates out there, if anyone is listening on that, congratulations. You have now moved to another chapter. And granted, there's 8th grade graduations going on, there's kindergarten graduations, and there's also senior high school graduation. But everyone moving through to the next chapter, that is a big thing to celebrate, and congratulations. College was by far the most influential time of my life, and it wasn't always for the good. I'm going to say that. I had a lot to learn when it came to college and came to being an adult and speaking up for what I needed and what I wanted, and I had a lot to learn, and college was the start of it. I hope that you can see the good of what's coming next for you. Notice that you are able to make your own friends. You get to be around the people that you want to be, and if you're not, then you change rooms. You move on to another group that's going to be better suited for you and that makes you feel good. I think that's really important, is that when you not unstressed, like you're going to have tests and exams and some of that, like you want to push that to a point, and we're not looking for being comfortable the whole time, but we are looking to grow and to make connections and be present with people around you. The people around me, not only just college, but afterwards, like even now, and you guys all will, you guys know this, but when I'm around the right people, things unfold, right? When I'm around the right, it doesn't just have to be successful stuff. It can be like, connecting with humans. It's going to be so critical that everyone is connecting with humans as AI becomes more and more prevalent. I just had this conversation with my really good friend from Linton, and her and I were like, the more automated and the more I miss working with people. I'm working on my own a lot, and I miss working with people because I miss having people around me. And I told her, I said, that's, the more we get into this type of work, the less we're around people other than we're around the people, people we're coaching or whatever. And I said, it's so important that as we move into this era, that we are still connecting with others. I know that this is speeding up or taking away some human connection as we're moving into this AI world. The AI world is happening. It's going to happen. Either you get on board or you don't. It'd be like that when the computer came out, and some people were like, I'm not going to ever use the computer. And some people are like, yeah, I need the computer. And if I don't learn the computer, I'm going to be left behind. And that's exactly what's happening with AI. So when I'm talking that way, that's what I mean. Is we're incorporating AI into a lot of things, and then pretty soon that takes the people out of it. So as we do that, and it mainstreams our time, it's just so important that we have things throughout our days that makes us connect with people. Like I'm going to be signing up for golf lessons because I think it's going to be really important that I am out doing some things with other people, like golfing outside, and we'll see how the golf game goes. But just those sorts of things, like it matters. So sorry, I went on a tangent there, but as a college student, just being really mindful of even if you're doing online schooling or anything of that nature, being mindful that you are connecting with humans face to face, or giving somebody a phone, like an actual phone call. There's that connection piece that you will miss. And as you do, it changes your brain chemistry, you guys. It changes your neurotransmitters. You actually don't have much for serotonin going through your body, which is a feel-good love chemical that goes into your brain. And if we don't have that, then we start to have a lot of troubles, not only brain related, but physical too. So yes, connection is important. Celebrating is important. Let's make sure we do those things this weekend as we move into graduations. Thanks for listening, everyone. That was fun. This is Josie Jensen with the Brilliant Wonders podcast once again, and we will see you next week.